Welcome viewers, or welcome back to anyone that subscribed. Oh, might try and clean the windscreen a bit. Few too many bugs. Some of them hardened on bugs ain't going to be coming off super good, but that's marginally better. We are in Sydney this morning, Smithfield to be exact, trying to get out of this town, but I'm assuming up the road we're probably going to hit a bit of traffic. I've said that a few times and we haven't, so I'm going to hope we're in one of those scenarios. It's 7:02 in the morning, so I don't like my chances. But anyway, I thought after reading some previous comments, what a fucking topic. What a topic. No one's actually suggested it, but over the years there's been countless people. This one will duck in here. You can already tell. Nah, they're not. I was wrong. Just the way they're sort of hovering there. I thought, oh yeah, they're going to try and duck in there. Over the years, many people have commented just telling their little sort of, couple sentence worth, and it's always interesting to me to hear the stories of the humble bus driver, people that drive buses or coaches. Oh, yous need to be congratulated. No doubt you deal with a lot of fucking shit, especially the school buses these days. Schools when I was growing up are completely different to schools now. The kids will tell you to fuck off, and you're like, hey, I'm driving. They did end up getting over. They didn't cut in, but I knew they did that. They just looked like they wanted to get into this lane. Yeah, schools are they're different these days. So yeah, the humble bus driver. I don't know how you do it. I don't think I'd have the patience to do it, let alone, I mean, just my physical appearance. I don't think that they'd, be happy to have me. I'd probably scare some of the kids. Actually, here's a little fucking sidetrack story. My son, so it was 2 years ago. Wasn't this last year just gone? It was the one before. Playing football, and someone was saying something. All the kids were playing on the equipment and all that, and someone kept saying, oh, something about so, I won't say his name because there's some weird people out there. So and so's dad, so and so's dad, and I was like, who are they talking about? I'm just over there, not watching them. They're fine, they know what they're doing, but keeping an eye on them. Look, you don't wander too far these days. Anyway, yeah, the missus was there, and this little girl came up and said, excuse me, so and so's mum. She's like, yeah. And it was a little girl, because they play mixed teams, like up to, I think it's under 12s. They can play mixed. So he was with his, these other two little girls in his team. He said, oh, he's scared. This other boy or girl, I can't even remember now. He's scared of him. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, oh no, it's probably the tattoos on the head, any new watchers, I've got my head tattooed, not my face, just my head. And I was like, oh yeah, this kid's probably scared because of my head tattoos or whatever. And they said, no, he's scared because he's got a bald head. Wasn't the fact that it's tattooed, It's yeah, just scared because I had a bald head. So yeah, it made me feel kind of old, you know, like getting told, oh, you're bald. I choose to shave my hair. Not much grows on top anyway. But anyways, like I said, a little sidetrack story. We're talking about buses. So here's one, like, I know everyone's going to be able to share. Turn that off. I can hear fucking people arguing with each other. It's 7:06 in the morning and they're already on the radios going, oh, fuck you, and don't you cunts have fucking something to do? Obviously not. Everyone's going to have a bus story. The last story I posted, I forgot the word of the day. And people were reminding me, so I am not forgetting that today. Word of the day. Tell me your best bus story. So this is going to... I've got a few little stories. But, look, anyone that's not... no, everyone's going to have been on a bus. Whether it's a school bus, a public bus, whatever... For anyone not in Australia, our public fucking transport is fucking shit. It's typically always late, and then you've got to pay some ridiculous amount unless you're on a concession card, which is, you know, like if you've got a disability, okay, fair enough. That's that's an acceptable reason to be given a concession card, so you pay cheaper. You're a pensioner. Okay, that's a valid reason for being given a concession card. Or you're just unemployed and you fucking smoke drugs and weed and you're too fucking lazy to get a job. They'll give you a concession card. Normal people like me, if I'm like, hey, I want to go out and have a few beers and then I'll catch a bus home. No, you pay full fucking price. Yeah, because they say, you earn a living, we're going to take your fucking money from you. On top of that, I don't even think many of the bus companies around, whether they're school buses or public transport, I don't even think they're government owned anymore. They're all privately owned, so they're all in it to make money. You know, if they're like, oh, that, you know, there's not going to be many passengers at, you know, after 8 o'clock at night, they just cancel it. Oh, we're not going to be running a bus around fucking town and not make money. Whereas it should be, we're going to run around a bus and there might only be one passenger on it, but we're providing a service. If there's demand, even if it's a small demand, they should still provide the service. Now I'm just going to watch just along here. I usually jump in that middle lane if it's banged up, but because we've been sort of still cruising along, I just jump in this left lane because I need to turn left in a couple kilometres time. There is one, oh, they might have trimmed them along here. There's one tree, a little voice crack, there's one tree just along here, I think we just passed it, they must have trimmed it all. And it was hanging over and it just had a branch that was a little close for comfort. Even though we're a little bit shorter in this truck than the other one, I just don't like coming close to any low-lying branches. It was only like the little wispy fucking branches and leaves and stuff, if you touch it at all, but I just don't like coming close to them. Anyway, back to the public transport. So they're slow. If they turn up at all, they get cancelled, they charge you too much money, and they fucking smell like piss. Everything smells like piss. You get on a train, piss. You get on a bus, piss. Maybe not so much the coaches, because they probably actually care and they try and keep on top of it. Look, I'm not going to say that people that, because they do clean them, the people that clean the trains and the buses don't care or don't do their job properly. I'm not saying that at all. But they're putting a band-aid on cancer. Like all these units, they're all fucking too far gone. Like, How do you stop it smelling like piss? Rip the fucking seats out and put new ones in. Ugh, it'd be a task. Another sidetrack story. I did have to piss on a train once. I'm sorry about that. It's what do you call it? Like the statute of limitations? It happened a long fucking time ago. Probably, I don't know how long, 20 years ago. I was freshly 18. And I was living in Sydney at the time. And we were going, for anyone that lives in Sydney, you might have heard of this place. We were going to Northies. Anyway, we decided to get on the public train, and I've already got a fucking full gutful. I've had however many drinks I've had, and I had one for the road. I had a can. Not supposed to drink on public transport, so I was adding to the fucking scenario of people that doing things they shouldn't be doing. How many more are gonna do that? He didn't even want to be in the left lane. Or is he going to try and get in front of this truck? Yep. That saved you a whole lot of time, mate. You'll get to work fucking so much quicker now. So I'm on the train, had an absolute gutful, and got a fucking roadie with me. I've got a can with me. Anyway, I'm like, I really need a fucking piss. I need to do a fucking piss out of my dick. So, I was like, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the toilet. Now, come to find, we jumped on a carriage that didn't have a toilet in it. It was, you know, them carriages where they're locked at either end. So, the only way to get off is at the next stop. And I was like, well, I really need a fucking piss. Like, I've been holding it, and this train with all the, like, going with the jinkers, and it's fucking swaying and fucking going over all the fucking bumps. I was like, this is not helping at all. I'm going to fucking piss my pants. And we're going out. Like, we're going nightclubbing. I can't piss my pants now. It's only fucking, the night hasn't even started. So I was like, how long until the next station? 5 minutes. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it another 5 minutes. So I've scaled my drink. Like I said, I can't even fucking walk straight. I'm just wobbling fucking standing there. I've got to piss into the fucking can. Now, I'm sure you are probably thinking right now the same thing I was thinking back then. This isn't going to fucking be real pretty. There's a little fucking flying... What the fuck is that? A little fucking moth? Get out of there. I was like, oh man, the hole on the can is fucking very small. And on top of that, I'm swaying around and going fucking do-do-do-do-do-do. I don't want to get me fucking, I don't want to get a double circumcision. I ain't putting my dick too close to that fucking ring pull fucking lid and end up cutting the top of my dick off. so I'm holding it in my hand and fucking got my finger down as well, so my finger's bloody close there, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Most of it, 90% of it's going straight down the fucking hole of the can. Until I filled the can up. The can's fucking full. I can't stop at this point. Like, when you're midstream and you're fucking busting, you're gonna blow your bloody insides up if you stop pissing halfway through. Has anyone else got a can? Like, who else is drinking here? No, we're all doing the right thing. I'm sort of off in the corner, you know, I'm not fucking pissing right down the middle of the aisle with my dick out. I was with a few people. Otherwise, the train was fucking empty. Anyway, I was like, oh, man, who else has got a can? This thing's starting to overflow. I was like, I've got no option. Sorry to the people that have got to fucking deal with this later on, but I had to just piss on the floor. I had no option. What definitely wasn't one of my brightest moments. It wasn't my I didn't shine that night. As soon as we got off the fucking train, I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. I need to get rid of this fucking can for starters, and then I need to go and do another piss. Let's find the public toilets. I need to fucking urinate. So, it's people doing things like that that it just adds to everything. It adds to the fucking unpleasantness of public transport. But we're talking about buses today anyway. So, sorry for all the sidetrackness, but like I said, I just wanted to share those few little things. Because I thought, we're going to talk about buses. Sorry I forget who your name is, or what your name is, but someone posted last video, and they were posting about, you know, their stories with little buses and stuff. And I was like, I've got to touch base on that. I've got a few things I can talk about buses. And, so, yeah, throw them in the comments. Word of the day is a bus. Give me your best bus story. It all starts off, I lived in the country, out in the middle of nowhere in West Australia. So I used to have to get a bus to school. Dad's gone to work, Mum was at home with me, and I felt sick. Oh, I'm sick, I can't go to school. I think I might have been 6 years old, I can't remember, but I was like, it was one of my first years of school. So I was either 5 or I was 6. Back then, you just chuck your kid on the bus and you'd know that they'd get on the bus to come home, and they got there. These days, I wouldn't let me fucking 5-year-old or 6-year-old walk out and get on the bus and fucking, okay, you know, like we trust the bus driver, but no. Anyway, oh, I'm sick, I can't go to school. Mum's like, you're going to school. Oh, I can't get out of bed. I'm just so sick. I don't know how long I told her I was sick for, but she got sick of hearing me. So she said, all right, you can have the day off. So I was in bed and I was so damn sick until I saw that bus drive past my window. After I saw that bus drive past, I was fine. Oh yeah, that's completely fine. Mum didn't have a car. She had a license, but she didn't have a car. So she can't get me to the school, which is, you know, 35 minutes away. And yeah, she can't, like back in the day, there was no mobile phones enough, and she couldn't just ring up and say, oh hey, can you just like quickly swing back? He's in the fucking lounge room doing cartwheels and playing with his cars. And fucking he's already got the Lego box out, playing Lego. There was no contact in anyone back then, so yeah, that was the first issue of the bus, and she said, you're never having a day off again. I don't believe you. If I was sick, you're going to school. None of this, you know, none of this, oh, the COVID time. If it was back then, she would have sent me. You're going to school. Perfect attendance record, though. And on top of that, I think that's probably rubbed off on me. I don't have time off work. It was always, all right, from like as young as I can remember, if you're sick, you go to school. You just fucking power through it. You're not sick until you're fucking dead. So that's, I don't know, like I said, well, it's probably a good thing. It's rubbed off on me, and that's the attitude I have now. I'm going to work unless I can't actually get out of bed. Sometimes I don't want to get out of bed, but you go anyway. So yeah, first thing was, yeah, you gotta get on that bus. We ended up moving to another little country town, and that was actually a pretty decent little run out of there. Sometimes that can take nearly an hour. I don't know what it took, maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know. Wasn't that bad. Shut your fucking... So yeah, we moved to a different town, and the bus driver, I'll just say his name because he's probably no longer with us. Mr. Trot was his name. He drove the school bus, but then him and his wife, they had a Kodak shop in town. So when he wasn't driving the bus, I'm turning that off. I have figured out how to make it lower, the noise of that beeper. Hopefully it's not too loud. It is a lot quieter, but it's still too loud. So I need to get some blue tack, I think, and stick the blue tack up in there. That's what someone said. I'm going through this orange light. That light ain't stopping me today. Holy... Here's me saying there's no fucking traffic. Look at this fucking... Oh man, look at this fucking terrible dog shit. Yeah, so he owned a Kodak shop, which, again, for any of the younger audience, cameras back in the day, like you'd actually have cameras, and the cameras used to have little rolls of film in it. You would put the film in your camera. So this is all even before digital cameras. You'd put the film in your camera, you'd have to wind it up, you'd take a photo, and it would print like a picture of it onto this film. And you'd get 24 or 25 photos on each film. And then when you finish that film, you've taken 25 photos, you take the reel out, and then you take it to a camera place, and they would print them little things off the film onto actual photo cards. Now, how much weird stuff do you think he used to see? People taking photos of their wife's tits and fucking weird shit that they've done on fucking holidays, and they're like, oh yeah, let's take a photo of this, you know, no one will ever fucking know except for the person fucking developing the photos. That's probably another subject we could do ourselves, but we're not doing that today. So then you'd go and pick it up, and yeah, you know, sometimes it was, if he wasn't busy, like, yeah, come back in 4 hours time, or, you know, it'd be like, oh yeah, we'll be in town next week, we'll come and pick him up next week. And yeah, it's completely different these days. Everyone's got a camera on their phone, and they just yeah, you can just scroll through fucking years and years and years and do a search function, and you're like, well, I can look for any photo or video I want from anywhere in the world. You don't have to have folders and fucking envelopes of all these fucking thousands and thousands of fucking photos, and you're like, oh, I know there was one where we went on holidays, and you know, you got to find it. Oh, it's not in that album. So then you got to find another one. You flick through it all. Oh, it's not in that album. Thank you. So yeah, he's probably non-existent anymore. There might be a small niche of people that collect old cameras and stuff, but in a little country town, not likely. Not likely that he'd still be going. But anyway, here was the bus driver. The bus that we used to catch, it was, I think it was, from our house, it was about 25 kilometres. But it used to take 2 hours to get to school on the bus. because we'd go like 5 kilometres up the road, and then we'd have to go down a gravel road and go off for 15 minutes to pick up 1 or 2 kids, and then come back to the highway, go up, go down another long gravel driveway, pick them kids up, then go up, pick this, go down that way. And it was probably, I don't know, 100 kilometres or something, you know, and a lot of it we're not doing 100 k's an hour. There was this one big sweeping, big fucking long corner. In the middle of winter, he used to drift that motherfucker around the corners. And I used to fucking love it. We'd get on the bus and we all knew. Everyone knew. He's like, oh, everyone on the left. So we'd all get on the left-hand side of the bus. And we're drifting around this way. So we'd get on the left. So we didn't we didn't roll it. That was our safety feature. Let's slot right in behind this van here. As long as this guy behind me doesn't try and fucking close his gap up. Or is he leaving that for me? Thank you. Look at this cunt! It's not even a fucking lane! He was behind me before! The fucking bloke with the bloody, the brick fucking conveyor. You've achieved you've achieved a lot there, buddy. Fucking gay fuckhead. Yeah, so we'd be drifting that fucker. Like, it was probably a bit more of a sweep than this, but it was all gravel, and when it was wet, he'd be like, everyone get on the left-hand side, and we'd be fucking drifting this thing. It was probably always a thought on his mind. No one ever travels this road. But I hope there's no one coming the other way, because we're fucking sideways going around this thing. And then we'd go out there a couple k's later, we'd pick up these 2 or 3 kids, and yeah, then on the way back, everyone on the driver's side. We'd get on the right hand side and we'd be fucking drifting it the other way. It was like an old, I don't even know what it was, like a fucking old International or something. 5-speed. I knew how to drive a car because we'd been out in the farms. You'd go out to your mates' places and you'd drive cars out in the paddock. But so I learned of an early age how to drive cars. I'm not going to say I was really good at it, but I knew how to drive them. And anyway, I'd watch him and he's in the gears, just a standard 5-speed. And it was an old fucking bonnet bus. Don't see many of them around. They're all fucking flat nosed now. It was an old bonnet bus, and it was slow as fuck, but he got that thing sideways. And anyway, I'll miss a trot there. One day I decided I'll play a prank on him, because he used to well, this is just from what I got told. This was a good bus. It was clean. He used to clean the bus every morning. So what he'd do is we'd go into town and he'd drop the high school off first, because it was like the closest one. Then he'd go to the primary school that I went to, and then there was like a Christian school, St. Patrick's it was. Anyway, I was like, I'm gonna fucking prank him. I'm gonna fucking prank this bus driver. I'm gonna scare him. So they dropped all the high schoolers off, and then going to the primary school, I've ducked down. I've hidden behind one of the seats. I didn't get off at my stop. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be so fucking good. One of my friends was there. He went to St. Patrick's, the religious school. Anyway, I was like, yeah, you watch, I'm gonna fucking scare him. I'm gonna, you know, he's not gonna know I'm here. So anyway, I don't know whether or not he didn't realise that I was still on the bus. I didn't get off at my stop. There's a red one here. Hurry up, mate. I want to get into that left lane there. So anyway, he's dropped them off, dropped everyone else of us off, and then we're going to the religious school, St. Paddy's. Anyway, everyone's got off, and he starts going around, he's sweeping the floor, and there was never really any rubbish. Everyone, because we caught the bus to school, and it's about to cut out, so we're going to have to return. This is going to be a long one. People like the longer videos, but I'll continue this story after I've charged this up. Alright, we'll catch the tail end of this little tunnel here before we get out. But I mean, I was almost finished. I probably should have just bloody kept going for another 5 minutes. It was at 15%, so yeah, the battery probably could have lasted for the video. Anyway, what was I saying? I was going to scare old Mr. Trot. He's sweeping the floors, and we wouldn't make a mess because we know we're getting back on that bus in 6 hours time. So anyway, he's just doing like a general clean up, and anyway, he's getting halfway down, and I'm underneath the seats. I could see his feet coming up, and anyway, he gets just up to about where I am, and I jump up like, ah! He's like, oh, you scared the shit out of me! What are you doing on the bus? I'm like, ha ha ha, got ya! I got ya! And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I wanted to prank you. I was, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 at this point. Decided it'd be a good idea. And he's like, man, I've got to go and work at the at my camera store. Like, I've got to go to work. I was like, oh, okay. Didn't really think of how am I going to get back to my school. And anyway, so it's like 8:30 in the morning, and he's like, well, you'll be right, just you know how to get there. I was like, no, I don't. Like, the only time I come to this town is to go to school, and you drop me off. I've never been here before in my life. He's like, oh, you'll be right, you'll find your way, just go that way and then turn right, and then just follow that all the way, and a couple kilometres time you'll see some other kids with your school uniform, just follow them. I was like, no way, no way, no. I didn't know where I was. So I've run off the bus. I ran off the bus. Anyway, I've run into the school, which wasn't my school. Everyone's in, I think it was blue, like blue shirts. I'm in a red one. So I stood out like fucking bulls on a cow. I was like, everyone's looking and going, who's this kid? And I was like, I just need to find my friend. Where's Scott? I need to go and find Scott. I found him. And I was like, I'm just going to spend the day with you. He's like, what? I was like, oh yeah, well, Mr. Trot can't take me back. And I don't know how to get to my school, so I'll just stay with you for the day. And he's like, oh yeah, cool, fuck yeah. He didn't swear, we're only like 9 or 10 years old. He's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the best day in the world. That's so cool. Anyway, we go into the classroom, and bell's gone. We've gone into the classroom, and I can't even remember what it was. I think we were just all sitting on the ground. It was like I don't know, where they do roll call or whatever, and this guy here is he's got no weight on all. I'm going to be slower than him up the hill, but why are we doing 85? I need to get a bit of a run up before this fucking hilly. I've still got half a load on. Come on, bus. I don't want to get in that lane because I know I'm going to be slow. Yeah, we're slowing down. Hopefully them two exit and then I can get over. No. They're just going to be going super slow up fucking hill. Anyway, it was like scripture. They're reading passages from the Bible, and we're going to read Matthew chapter 13 verse 9, or however it works. I don't know, I'm not a religious person. And anyway, the teacher comes up to me and just taps me and just silently goes, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh, I'm Shane." Like, "You're not supposed to be in this class." I was like, "Oh yeah, I missed my bus stop, and I don't know how to get there." And they're like, "Oh, well, just stay, stay here." And I was like, "I'm planning on it. We've already talked about it. I'm staying here for the day." Anyway, it was after like they had their initial scripture reading or whatever. Yeah, one of the other teachers come and got me and took me to the principal's office, and he's like, "So what happened?" And I was like, "Oh, I accidentally, I dropped something on the bus." I thought, I'm going to get in so much trouble. I'm in the principal's office. I've never been to the principal's office. Anyway, I was like, I'm going to get in so much. I was like, I dropped something out of my bag, and then I missed my bus stop, and then, he got here, and I don't know how to get to my other school. And he's like, "That's all right. We'll take you to your school." So the principal or vice principal, I got into their car and they took me to my school, and then I can't even remember what ended up happening from there. I think I had to go to the principal's office at my school, and then he's like, "What happened?" And I said, "Oh, well, I dropped something on the school bus, and it rolled underneath the seat, and the bus driver," and he's like, "I've already talked to the bus driver. He's already rung me up and told me that there's a student that tried to scare him on the bus that was hiding." And I was like, "Oh no, I've been foiled. My plan's not working. The bus driver's told on me." So what happened was the bus driver's rung up the school and said, "Look, there's a student, this is his name. He's this is what's happened. I can't double back and drop him off. I've got stuff to do. So just expect him. He might be a little bit late today. He's going to be walking." Well, I didn't walk, so they were expecting me to turn up, and they're like, what's happened to him? Like, oh my God, they're doing the same thing as what I would do now. Has someone kidnapped him? Has he got lost? Like, has he fallen down a drain? Like, what? Has he been run over? Eaten by fucking wild ants? Like, what's happened to this kid? And then another school rings up and said, "Oh, we've got one of your students." It caused fucking issues. It caused drama. I got in trouble. And then they called my mum, and then oh man, I was in fucking trouble. Oh. All because I decided it'd be a good idea to fucking try and scare the bus driver. So, don't do that. If anyone listening is thinking that what I did was funny, it wasn't funny. Well, it was funny when I scared the shit out of him, but yeah, it wasn't fun getting in trouble when you're 8 or 9 or 10 years old, and then you get in trouble at 2 different schools and then by your parents. So anyway, bit of a shamble video, this one, a bit of a run around. If you've, look, I know everyone's going to have a story. It doesn't have to be a school bus. Like, it could be, there's even other there's other things I've remembered now. I don't know if I only charge this up for 5 minutes, so I don't know if this is going to beep again. High school. We've moved again. We've moved over here to New South Wales. Close enough to school that I walk. So I don't need to get a bus to school anymore. But we've got after school school sports. So once a week you go and do your school sport. Each term it changed. And one of the things that we could do was rock climbing. You go to, like, it was an indoor centre. Anyway, you'd go there and we're rock climbing. And there was the bus driver. This guy was probably 45 or 50 years old. He was getting on. Especially, he was an old cunt when we're talking about fucking high schoolers. We're all 13, 14, 15 years old, and this guy's 45. This bus driver, he was fucking shredded though. He was fucking ripped. Skinny, but ripped. And had a ponytail. So everyone's like, oh, fucking look at him. He's taking his shirt off and he had just a singlet top on. Anyway, I was looking at him going, he's a fucking fag. He's got long hair. He's a faggot. But anyway, everyone else is like, oh, watch this bus driver. And he'd be fucking climbing up the walls. He's right into all these fucking rock climbing and stuff. But I was like, is anyone going to get my rope so I can go for a climb? And they're all watching, and he fucking comes down, he starts flexing, he's like, oh, I'd like to see how never yous do that. Like, man, we're fucking kids. Go and flex somewhere else. He was a fucking weirdo. That was a fucking weird bloke. But, yeah, so everyone's going to have stories. Whether it's something like that where, you know, you're at school and you go on excursions or whatever, maybe they're not super bad. Maybe it's good bus stories. But I know there is going to be a handful of people that drive buses or used to drive buses, coaches. Yous are going to have some amazing fucking stories. Probably even too long to tell me everything in the fucking comments. I appreciate the long comments, but man, there's going to be some stories for this one. So yeah, sorry for forgetting the word of the week last time, but yeah, word of the week, if you're new here, I give you a topic. It's typically the same topic or something I've touched base on, and I want to hear your stories. Short of that, make your own video, post it up on YouTube, and then put the link in there, so then we can all watch yours videos too. But in the meantime, just, yeah, put it in the comments. If you've watched all this way and you're not already subscribed, just subscribe. You might as well just join in. I try and keep somewhat regularly with the posting. I'm not going to say I do because I don't, but I try. If there's anything else, hey, like this, could be bus story, could absolutely anything. Throw it in the comments. There's a few things that people have commented over the time which I haven't made videos of. I know there's some I've forgotten. There's some that I'm just like, I'm finding it hard to make a video about it because I've only got such a limited knowledge or input on things. But if you've got something you want me to talk about, you never know. I might have a story, I might have information I can share. It might not be helpful information, but throw it in the comments anyway, and it might just get done. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be about it for today. Stay safe out there. Bye now, and thanks for tuning in. Always appreciate it. So I had to continue this on a bit. Let's not talk about this tarp. I had to, my tarp's off getting a little repair to it. I ripped some, like the end eyelets out of my tarp. So I've got the spare tarp on at the moment, and this is absolutely flogged out. It's been left on the ground. There was a fucking ant's nest in it. I've had to run some straps over the top because we're missing these eyelets here where you tie the ropes off to. So we got a rope under there, but nothing to tie it to. Another one here. So just, anyway, I thought there's always something, and I thought this story is just, look, for me at least, I thought it was too good to leave behind. And I didn't want to do a separate video just for this one, so I thought I'll just tag this on at the end. So it was another story. I was primary school, and what happened was we would go from the primary school up to the high school and pick up the high schoolers of an afternoon. Anyway, for some reason we had to wait. A bit of a scratch. Oh no, that's the way the tyre is. Bit of an uneven wear there. But we had to wait for some reason. I can't remember what it was. Maybe they were on excursion and we were waiting for them to get back. So anyway, we had to wait for like half an hour at the high school for all these other kids to get back. And we're all getting a bit restless and rowdy. sitting around, and anyway, so we've decided that we wanted to see who was the best at like the monkey bars. So down the aisle of the bus, so you had the seats on either side, and then up on the roof there was like the rail that went all the way along for like the people to hold on to. So we're all at the back, and we're trying to climb along. So you can climb along like this, all the way along, all the way down to the front. And me being a bit competitive, I wanted to be the fucking champion, didn't I? So I said, watch out, give me a go. And I'm going and going and going, and I made it all the way down to the end. Anyway, I'm bloody swinging around, and I was acting a bit like a monkey. And next thing I know, someone else has come up behind me, and I'm hanging up there off the roof. Someone's come along and just gone and given me the old fucking dax. They daxed me down and fucking pulled me pants down, and I was right up the front of the bus at that point. So if this is the entrance to the bus, I've jumped down, ran out, and it was all like bushland here where we were sitting next to, or parked next to. So I've run off. Little did I know, everyone's fucking laughing, you know, like, oh, look there, it's my little fucking pale white ass fucking off into the bushland. I've turned around, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm gonna bloody turn around here. And I'm like, I look down, I was like, my fucking pants, my shorts, they're still in the bus. They've completely fucking pulled them all the way down, and as I've jumped out, they've slid over my shoes and the whole fucking lot. So I'm off in the fucking bush with no fucking pants on, fucking covering me little fucking dick up. Oh man. And yeah, let's just say that every single person on that bus, they saw the lot, and every single person was laughing. So yeah, I thought, look, that was too funny to leave that one out. When I do these sort of little stories, I try and think, oh, you know, what am I going to say? I don't have any sort of anything written down. It's all my dirty washing. I might as well get that ready to throw out in the car. But I don't have any script or anything that I work from. I just sort of think, okay, what am I going to talk about? And that's what I talk about. And quite often I'll forget things, but like I said, I remembered that one. I was like, oh, I wanted to add that one in. So here we are. If you've watched this far again, thank you very much. If you like these just random stories, not truck related at all, if you like these, just let me know. And as like I said, I think before, if you've got any subject, any topic at all, throw it in the comments. I might be able to make a video about it. Might be funny, might not be funny. If you've got something serious that you want me to talk about, same thing, just let me know. Throw it in the comments, it's always appreciated. That'll be long enough. It's a good length video, I think. Bye now.